Hey there, welcome back to Listen to Leo. In today's video, I wanted to share with you the way that I am approaching using LangChain to do a multi-step process within the context of a chatbot. So I'm building out this chatbot called Talk Homie. It is for realtors who want to improve client conversion. As part of this, something I want to work on is making sure that the chatbot can effectively answer the user's question. And so, as part of this, I'm going to do three things. It's going to be a three-step process. So, the first step is that I want to evaluate the question to kind of figure out what is this user looking for. I think this is an important piece for a couple different reasons. Number one, I want to understand what exactly they're looking for. But number two, I think it should be easy to use this as a quick way to filter if it's low quality leads. If somebody comes in and just starts banging messages into the chatbot, that costs me money, right? And so I want to say, okay, this is a low quality user. They're just messing with the chatbot. They don't have a serious intent. Don't send them down the chain of multiple API calls because that adds up. That gets expensive, right? Okay, so number one, figure out the user's intent. Perfect. Number two is we actually want to use the context available to find an answer to the question. And from there, I'm going to query my vector database. So if you watch previous videos, I'm a big fan of Chroma. That's the one I've been using. And I'll go ahead and pass this into another chain that actually knows how to answer the question, pulling in the context from the correct Chroma collection. So that part is step two. Finally, for step three, what I want to do is I want to take the intent and the answer alongside the question and say, is this a valid answer? And by doing this, I can really give the user something a lot more useful. Both the end user who's using the chatbot on the site, but most importantly, the user of my product, the one that I'm selling to, the realtor who's adding this to their website. Because if I can determine that I've been unable to answer their question based on the information I've got, all of a sudden I can use that as a way to connect with the user and say, actually, I don't know the answer to that, but I'd be more than happy to find out. Can I get your email address and, send you a message once I have that answer? And so this to me is a really good way to create these warmer leads. If you have this conversation with somebody and you get them to put in their information, this is going to be a much better lead than somebody who just dropped a bunch of information into your form on your website. It's going to be more informative, especially if they've had any sort of meaningful conversation up to this point. You're going to be able to provide all of that context to the user and potentially even build on that. You could use this as the basis for writing an email response, right? You can do a quick recap of the conversation and say, here's your answer. And then, put that answer back into the database. And so this is really the three-step process that I go through to try to get the best possible outcome for both the user of my software, the bot, and the user on the other end of it who's interacting with the bot. I think there's a lot of opportunity here to really create bots that can do some pretty impressive things and to have more capabilities than what we typically think of with chatbots on websites. Let's be honest, we've all probably had those experiences where we type something in and it gives us something that is less than useful at best. And yeah, I think we're getting into this new realm of technology where we can build out some very full feature chatbots that can do some very, very cool things. Think about new ways that we can create user interactions online and make it more beneficial for all parties involved. So anyway, that's the approach here. Hope this was helpful. Hope you learned something. Drop a comment for me if you enjoyed it. Would love to hear from you. Would love to answer any questions you have about building chatbots. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.